Good afternoon. Coming to you from Blue Ridge, Georgia today. I'm going to do a little video on some sparring techniques for y'all. Everybody else has been great on their videos that I've posted on my page, and I really want my students to look at those and learn from them. But I thought I should do my part, so I'm going to talk about some sparring techniques today. We're going to talk about critical distance again, and I know my brother Jim talks some about this. We're going to talk about lateral movement, and we're going to talk about some other things as we go. So right now, let's work on footwork. Always remember to be on your toes. Keep your body sideways. This is point sparring that I'm talking about, okay? And as soon as you stop, that's going to be a cue that your opponent can go, okay? So as long as you're moving, it's going to make it harder for your opponent to attack. So stay on those toes all the time. This is a drill. Staying on your toes, throwing your back fist reverse punch that we do every time we have class. We talk about keeping our hands up and this hand out to take away the back fist. This takes away the side kick. This takes away anything coming this way. And you stay on your toes. Okay? Now you might say, what if, Mr. Haymore, your opponent is attacking you before you have a chance to do anything, before you have a chance to think? Well, that's when lateral movement comes in, okay? So I'm going to get Miss Jen up here to help me. All right? So, right here. So, Miss Jen is my attacker, and I'll also always remember, if their hand is out, stick it out a little bit longer. If their hand is out and you can touch, you can score. Okay? That's critical distance. If you're back here, you may not be able to score, but if you're work weight, you can go and you can score. If you can touch their hand, you can score. Okay? So, but what if they come at you real quick with aggressive front leg? Got to be able to move laterally. If you move to their back, coming at me, if you move to their backside, they got to put it down, you can go. Okay? If you move to their front side, move laterally, keep that front hand up, reverse punch to the body. Okay, what you do not want to do is let them come at you, and move back in the side in a backward fashion for very long without doing something. So, if you move back at all, go. Be ready to go the retreating back fist, or go the retreating side kick. Otherwise, go to the side. Your hand up. Okay, so that's lateral movement. Staying on your toes. Waiting for them to come. Moving sideways. There's 3 things you can do if you feel like they're getting off on you. You can move to meet their attack. Jam their kick. Throw your back fist reverse punch. You can stand there, meet their technique and try to block, which I don't recommend, because you'll get scored on even if you don't get scored on with the initial attack, their follow-up will be right there. So I recommend either moving forward or moving back or lateral. Okay? To move back, you're going to get scored on, unless you fight out with your retreating back fist or retreating side kick. Sometimes they're so quick that you can't do that quick enough though. So moving laterally would be the next best thing. Now a second ago I was talking about when you're moving back in a straight line, it's dangerous. You can get jammed real easy, and whatever you do, they may come over the top and score on you. That's the reason the best thing to do is either meet them or move laterally. But if you feel like you've got to move backwards in a straight line, one of the very best techniques you can do is a retreating side kick. But the timing has got to be there. That's why this is a good drill to use. First of all, no more than arm's length away from the bag. When your opponent attacks, the knee's got to come back, the knee's got to come up, and you got to be moving back immediately. Ready? Go. Boom. And out. Again. Go. Boom. All right? Now, if you're not ready when your opponent comes, go. You're jammed. Okay? Now, if you go, that's not a retreating side kick. I went first, and I may have kicked down, and that's not a good technique. Okay? So if you were going to do a retreating side kick, remember you're moving back. Ready? Go. Boom. Okay? Now notice when I moved back, my knee was slightly down. This is not like we do a regular united side kick. Okay? This is sort of between a back kick and a side kick. So, they're coming, go. It's got to be immediate, and it's got to be, you got to try to lock it out. Ready? Go. Boom. Okay? So, you've stopped your opponent from attacking you with a retreating side kick or lateral movement. Remember though, when you move laterally, you've got to go. You can't just make them follow you around in a circle all day long. They will eventually cut you off and score on you. You've got to be proactive. You've got to control the fight. You don't control the fight, you lose the fight. You have to be in control. Okay? Even if you're behind, take control of the fight and learn what you've done wrong and change if you need to. Okay? So thinking on your feet is very important. So you've prevented your opponent from scoring. One of the best things you can do is to get on your horse and go yourself. Okay? So get Jen back in here. Now, my opponent was picking up their leg and attacking me very hard, but I've been on my feet and they've been going. All right, go, bam. Now, you may have a foot right there when you go, but it'll be so much like this. The judges will see a back fist before they will a tucked up kick. Most of the time. Okay? So, your opponent goes, be ready to go with multiple techniques. Okay? You take control of the fight. Boom. Don't let them go. Blast off before they have a chance to pick up their foot. If they pick up their foot, jam it. If you don't move quick enough that they're picking up their foot and moving, then that's when you move laterally. And let them come. Boom, boom. Okay? So, your back fist reverse punch is your bread and butter. Okay? When can you kick, sir? Well, retreating side kick we went over. If you can attack with your front leg, if they're not going to move, we've talked about the aggressive attacker. You be the aggressive attacker. Get off them with that wheel side kick. Back them up in a straight line. You can come over the top and get them. So there's a lot more strategy to sparring than it may look like when you're watching it. So let's get out there and practice a little bit. Practice those retreating side kicks. You can do this also on a heavy bag. Turn this way. Get up on your heavy bag, push it, let it go. Boom. Get it before it comes back up. Get up here close to it. Push it off of you. Boom. Good drill to do. Retreating side kick.